Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Gamepodular Twitch TV channel and our Hollow Knight Randomizer run that we are doing. I am your host, Seskra, and as always I am joined by Hyuka. How are you doing, Hyuka?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing very well. A lot of things coming together very nicely lately. It means I've been very busy, but, it's busy in the way where you get good news, so I'll take it.
Yeah.
If you enjoy what we do around here, please feel free to throw us a buck over on patreon.com/gamepodular or on kofi.com/gamepodular. Check out the podcast on gamepodular.com and check out our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/@gamepodular, and any streams and highlights from, for example, this series or the recent Luigi's Mansion series or whatever we do over on youtube.com/@gamepodular streams highlights. Known in our hearts now and forever as @GameVodular, but we couldn't secure it at IRL. Let's get into it. And we are going to start with a little bit of a mea culpa. A little bit of a whoopsie, my bad. Because in my exploration in between sessions of, looking for things we can do during the actual sessions, I missed one little thing that I had done that I can't undo. I didn't get any checks out of it, but I opened up a passageway that I can't unopen, and unfortunately I had hit a bench before I realized it. So, what I'm going to do first now today is show that and show how I got there, because I don't want to deprive people of the experience, and I don't want people thinking that we're nefariously doing things off camera somehow. So yeah, we're gonna go over to Deep Nest here in the distant village. Don't worry, we're not gonna go trudging around in the darkness.
Yet.
You shush. Co-host rights revoked.
No, that social media platform doesn't exist anymore. Don't worry about it.
But there's so many of them. It's on Rocket. It's on Stoat.
Poob has it for you.
Exactly. Someone did a full rewrite of that post lately, just with social media platforms.
Yeah.
It was very good. Yeah. Here we are in the Beast's Den.
So does that happen every time you sit down at that bench, or just the first time? Because I feel like we've done it before.
We have done it before. Normally in the game itself, it only happens once because you get stuck here, and once you find your way out, it won't happen again because the little dudes are all gone. The randomizer includes the bench warp, which is not in the base game, and so the game sort of resets to make sure you can do it every time.
Ah, I see.
Now, the thing I accidentally opened up, I want to show first. Let's... Here we go. Come on. Okay, what? I want to show it off sort of right here.
So close that time. Oh, yeah, there we go.
Yeah, see,
That's
this
how we
hole,
do it, ladies.
this was a floor that, gave way underneath me.
Yeah.
So we could not have gotten up here, normally speaking. I had to go the long way around, which we did look into previously, what is the long way around. And it is, let's see if we can start getting a glimpse of him, a big guy there.
Right, yes.
In a narrow tunnel, who is very hard to fight with the resources I have. I found a way to kill him, and I found a way to get up there. Just nuke him from underneath. And now, I get to be slowly murdered. Because I'm gonna need a ghosty.
I was wondering why you weren't attacking.
Mm-hmm. Bonk. There we go. And I want to make sure it happens in the right place. So, hey guys.
Ooh, yep.
So now we need to ignore our ghosty for a sec. Because we need to smack regular bugs and get the soul we need to nuke the big bug.
Okay.
I'll take that hit, yep. And now, gotta pogo off of our ghosty. And that is how we do it.
That is how it. Goddamn. I was saying before we went live, it is very telling that almost every account we've banned from the channel doesn't exist anymore.
Yep. So yeah, here we are in what is now, like, unexplored territory.
That room you were in just now does have big, like, boss arena energy, just because of, like, the stuff in the back, the big spider in the background.
Oh, don't worry. There's lots of big spiders. It is a recurring motif. There we go. And heal up a bit more. Okay, so... Gotta jump there. I saw spikes on the bottom. Let's see.
I see, yes. Oh.
Okay, do need to be careful about my own HP.
That's cool. That's less cool.
No, this is good. This opened up a shortcut for us.
Oh, okay.
It does mean I won't need to do the cool thing anymore, but, you know. Ooh.
What's with this heartbeat noise?
That is the sound of an egg sac.
Ah, where one would get a rancid egg?
Yes. Well, normally. In this case, it could be anything. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed, fingers crossed, fingers crossed.
Oh my god. The way those egg sacs look is unlocking a very old memory in me.
Thorns of Agony. Alright.
I'm gonna take a shot and say, yeah, if you take damage, they do.
Yeah. That is genuinely a very useful, like, combat charm that we will probably get good mileage out of. Let's see here. This is where we came in.
In case you're wondering, the way those egg sacs look, did you ever play the Bugs Life game?
I shouldn't be surprised that there is one. Oh, wait a sec. What? I probably should have... I was trying to think, like, should I need
ghosty skip up there?
We can see if... Well, no, I can't because... Well, actually, no, I can. Now that we've opened up the shortcuts and everything, especially that first one that I showed us, like, this is how you're supposed to do it, etc. Like, now I don't need to ghosty skip to get up here anymore, but I might not even need to.
Yeah, I saw. If you time it right.
Especially if that little bug was also still alive for me to pogo off of. So, let's see if we just throw ourselves on these spikes here. if we can get to where we need to be. Because I can hear, you might be able to hear it in the background. There's a high-pitched ring. Like somebody drawing a wet finger across the top of a wine glass.
I don't hear it.
You just need to clean your
But
ears. I promise you it's there. And that's a sign that there's like a shiny somewhere nearby.
I also have the volume of the actual screen share turned down fairly low so I can hear you better.
That's also fair.
But I'm specifically talking about the Bugs Life game that was on PC, and I'm going to say PlayStation 1. I only ever had it on PC. It was one of the few games I had growing up.
I can't say that I ever played it, no.
We played it a lot, me and my brother. And one of the main, like... One of the power-ups in that game are they look like blackberries of different colors. And specifically blackberries in the way that those egg sacs also look like blackberries. And there was like a blue one, a red one, a purple one, and a gold one. That would make the fruit that you throw do different things. The only ones I remember off the top of my head are the purple one would make them homing attacks, and the gold one weren't homing, but they were one-hit kills, except for bosses.
Right this way, sir.
Yes, and then... Oh, that's so rude. Oh, beautiful.
Lovely, Jeffley.
That's experience and technique, everybody.
Here we go. This is the shiny I heard. Fingers crossed. Money. I'm gonna be honest. I can think of more exciting things.
Yeah, but the more exciting things wouldn't just be there, you know?
True. And think of it this way. Every check we get that's garbage statistically has to increase the odds of a good check.
Yeah.
Because it's all drawing from the same pool. Okay, that's a big guy, and those are legitimately very dangerous still. I might be able to hop over him, but I'm going to check the other side first. Bit of money. Okay, that's a floor that'll collapse once I walk over it, but I won't be able to break it from underneath. So, okay. We have some vertical clearance. Here we go.
Okay.
Okay. I'm pretty sure
That looks
directly
like a spider.
I'm pretty sure directly underneath me is a bench, which is good, but also with the way that that wall on the right sort of curves diagonally downward in a way, I won't be able to wall jump off of that, so I won't be able to get back up here without doing the whole circuit again.
Yeah.
So we'll keep going first.
Ooh, God.
That's not sustainable.
You have a dash of some sort. Can you dash through it?
I need the invulnerability dash for that, unfortunately.
Ah, bummer.
If I equip the Sprint Master, I might be able to outrun him and slowly pick him off.
We do have a bench nearby.
We do. So let's give that... What?
Oh, good, another one. Ooh, and even something opened up.
Yeah, that'll take me back down to the room where we started this whole thing with the little fellas wearing the red robes and me getting stuck on the bench.
Gotcha.
Okay, let's see here. I want Sprint Master if I want any chance in hell of surviving.
Do you want spider friends to, like, maybe do functionally range damaged?
Spider Friends could be a help. Increased damage could also be good. I want to make sure I'm able to top up my health.
Yeah.
That'll increase how much I get each time. And then doing more powerful spells is pretty significant. That is the only way at the moment I can increase my damage output of myself, at least, without using the pale ore. And I think that's... Yeah, this is counting on me getting hit, which is fundamentally a bad idea. This might work, but it would be very slow and hard to get right. This would normally be great, but I need to get close enough for them to drop their guard anyway. So yeah, I think it would come down. Although the Weaver Song might sort of lure them in before I would really want them to. I think I'm going to go with this. See how we do. And I'm going to see if we can get back. My guess would be probably not through here. And then if we go through here... Yeah, normally these guys wouldn't be here anymore because we had gotten out again. But the randomizer, it's smart enough to know that I can't get back up there. And if these guys were gone and I can't repeat this, like, warp, as it were, then I essentially just locked myself out of that progress.
Okay.
So the randomizer is very considerate in terms of, like... How do I put this?
Just giving the ability, just removing as many abilities you have to accidentally soft lock yourself.
Exactly.
I really don't miss, like, the time when games didn't bother with that. To be fair, like, I never really played any games like that. But, you know, I have heard stories of, like, some of those, like, classic Sierra adventure games and stuff where you can drop the item, but you need it for plot, and if you don't get the item back, you're just screwed and have to start over from the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's old Resident Evils that sometimes fall into that trap. The big one being Resident Evil Code Veronica. Although Resident Evil 0 also does a hell of a job with it. Isn't there supposed to be an enemy here?
Ghosty skip?
I mean, ghosty skipping would also work, but isn't there also supposed to be an enemy?
There is, normally.
I guess we'll ghosty skip. It may be because we opened up certain floors and, like, got that bench, this enemy has disappeared. I can't think of many enemies in the game that work like that, but we'll see.
So, I have a story, I guess, for lack of a better word, a discussion point. As I think I mentioned on the last stream, I've been getting into the country music of Ella Langley, because she's very good. And there's a song on her first album that is, like, a fun, interesting, like, difference that shows an interesting difference between, like, the societal expectations between specifically men and women. Because it's called You Look Like You Love Me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about, like, she's telling a story in the song of, you know, she's been traveling for a while and, in her words, it's been a while. And now it's here.
Mm-hmm.
And over the course of the song, she goes up to just some good-looking guy in the bar and says, "Hey, you look like you love me. How about we go home together?" And it's, you know, it's a catchy song. It's kind of a funny story. But, like, imagine this. A man comes up to you and says, "Hey, you look like you love me." Isn't that, like, one of the creepiest things you could possibly hear?
It's... creepy isn't entirely the right word for it, but it is unappealing, to say the least.
Yeah. And I'm not trying to say this as like it's double standards. Like, that's not the kind of person I am, but it is just like a reflection of the expectations in society.
There we go. Have to play it careful and also work around the increasingly dysfunctional controller. This thumbstick ain't what it used to be, let me tell ya. Okay, even with the Sprint Master, that's... okay, I can heal. Let's try that one more time. Okay.
Okay.
That's a sustainable rhythm. We smack, withdraw, we heal if we can. Slow and steady wins the butt race.
Unless you're playing... There was an insect-themed kart racing game, and I'm trying to remember what it was. Is it like an ants game?
I can see ants going in that direction. Because, I mean, the only alternative is recreating the part of that movie that's basically just Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. This will get us a pale ore. Not what I was hoping to get, but we'll need it in the long term, so... whoop. Normally this would give us one of the dreamers, like the actual plot progress that would get us into the temple, but... Alright. That is now the Beast's Den, completely accounted for. I am like 99% sure we've got the whole thing covered. Oh, wait, hang on. There is technically, I think...
I was right. The game I was looking for was Ants Extreme Racing. Hi, Omega. Nice to see you again.
Yeah, Megan.
And if you want, like, more of a technicality, you could also put... No, I'm gonna Google this before I say a wrong thing. because I am thinking of a game I mentioned, I think, in the last stream as well. Scars.
Yeah, we wouldn't want any continuity errors.
Well, I'm just going to double check if any of them are actually insects, because one of them was a scorpion, but as we all know, those aren't insects.
They are arachnids. Very good. Right, this room. So I'll fully admit, this room eludes me to this day. I'm positive that there isn't a check here, but here, let me show you the one thing that this room does offer. Like, if I sort of do a big bois, you can see a little sort of like runic pattern on that bug, and you can like pogo off of it, but it won't actually hurt you. I feel like there is something to this room in terms of lore that I'm kind of missing, but I've never been able to suss it out exactly, and I'm okay with that. To be clear, this game has lots of tiny little nooks, but I know for a fact that there isn't a check there, so we'll be fine. I'm happy we finally cleared this place out at least. So okay, let's review. We got the Thorns of Agony, which are nice, genuinely. Those will come in handy. We got some money, and we got the Pale Ore. That'll be very, very precious in the long term. So, nothing to help us here and now, but still glad we got that done. I'm going to cross it off our list. And move on to something much more easy and straightforward.
You finished the thought on scars. One of them was praying mantis themed, so there was an insect.
Woo!
Had to go to myabandonware.com to discover it, because they had screenshots.
All right. I'm really crossing my fingers for this next one because this is gonna account for, like, in terms of like things that we can reach now because we can dash to the right. From what I could find in my research, there's not a lot of those, but I found one. We had spotted it previously, the check, because it's just a shiny, like, lying on the floor. But we couldn't get to it until now.
Yeah.
So, Pale Ore again. Okay.
At what point do we get enough stuff that we can actually upgrade our nail?
I would say, fair question. I would say once we have the double jump, I would feel comfortable doing that.
Okay.
That could be presumptuous on my end, but yeah. Okay, there's some mopping up for us to do as well. So let's get started on that.
I have, with the discovery of this abandonware website, I am discovering some things that I haven't thought about in a very long time. And I need to pay attention to the stream.
Close the tab.
Oh no, that tab's staying open. It's just
Minimize
not gonna look
the
at
tab.
it. Yeah. I think the discussion around abandonware is like kind of interesting, right? Because legally speaking, it doesn't actually mean anything.
Yes, like There is no such thing as abandonware.
Yeah, we call it that because there's no legal way to buy it and has been abandoned by the rights owners. But it is still piracy to download abandonware.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm not okay with piracy, because I definitely am.
There are absolutely
Contextually
contexts.
speaking.
Yeah, there are absolutely contexts where it is entirely justifiable.
Yeah, like it's EA's fault. EA? Maybe Ubisoft. It's EA's fault that I can't legally purchase a copy of Lord of the Rings: The Battle for Middle-earth 2 anymore because they lost the license and therefore can't sell it anymore.
Theoretically, that, like, it isn't their fault that the license expired. Like, I guess they could have negotiated a permanent sale license at some point.
Yeah, and they did.
Let's see here. I know you can get up this whole path. I think I would need to go further right and then sort of curve back around. Yeah, okay. Because, yeah, I know we can get this whole tree, and I know it's only 35 essence. Actually, no, this one's the Cyclone Slash, which is a minor thing to get, but it will come in handy a couple of times.
It's nice to have another way to attack to the right as well.
Yes, something that's a little faster. And also, Sly will give you a special check if you go to his store with all 3 of the nail arts. So, long term, this is going to get us another check as well.
And so you currently have 1?
Yes, I currently have the Great Slash, which is the best one by far. But I want to make sure that I get the other 2 as well.
And what's the third one?
The Dash Slash.
Ah. Oh, nice. To keep going on the discussion, I think especially licensed games are like the easiest forms of abandonware, you know? Like, a game I bring up semi-regularly because it's a game I played a lot when I was a teenager, and I would like to play it again to see if it holds up, is Naruto The Broken Bond. It is a Naruto, like, RPG fighting game, basically.
Action RPG.
Like, the fights in it are like instanced battle arenas where it's basically just an arena fighter.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's like overworld exploration and RPG elements and stuff. And it is the last Naruto game made by Ubisoft before they lost the license. And so it is exclusive to the Xbox 360 and has not been re-released in like the Xbox like backwards compatibility program.
Right.
And so if you want to play it, buy an Xbox 360. Because like Xbox 360 emulation exists. I have looked into this. But it is not especially reliable, which is weird considering how similar the Xbox 360 is to just a PC. But I'm sure this is more complicated than I think it is.
Is there any chance of it being on the map? Well, that would require me to have a map of the area, so that's probably not gonna work.
The fact that like the area decorations get the like I like the decorations that are floating around, but they do throw me for a loop a lot.
Mm-hmm. What I like about them is the like relatively subtle little thematic appropriateness to it, because like you look at these and you're like, okay, it's, you know, a very nice geometrically symmetrical sort of like floral pattern, or maybe it's like a snowflake, and then you remember that this is the dream nail, and those are in fact stylized dream catchers, which I think is a very cool little attention to detail. Alright, there is an easy way to sort of check where the last one of those is, because like everything we've collected so far stays collected, thankfully.
Ah, yes. You go back out, and then it shows how many... You do it again, and shows how many are left, and where they go.
Exactly. Because I think we're very close to getting all of these, I just need to know what direction to look in. 2 of them... top right. Gotcha.
Another great example is... An example that people bring up a lot is the No One Lives Forever series.
Yep. Rit Monolith.
And just because it's like just a rights nightmare with who owns what, they just, like, for a long time haven't been able to be legally available. Although I do believe that's changing in the near future. I think I read something along those lines.
I would like for that to be true, but that would require Warner Brothers to get good at this. Here we go. We have the Cyclone Slash. So now we can do easy. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, that was just a regular. Here we go. There we go.
Yeah.
So cross that off the list. Right, I did have an idea that I wanted to quickly check. If it works, it's not going to get us anything like mind-boggling, but it'll be good science. Because we've
I have to issue a correction. The thing I was probably thinking of is, to quote Wikipedia, Night Dive have been looking into trying to do a remaster of it because it's Night Dive.
Yes.
That's what they do.
Yes.
They were further stalled when they were told by Warner Brothers that they had no interest in partnering or licensing the IP, leading Night Dive to abandon their efforts to acquire the rights. They remained optimistic about a remaster following the closure of Monolith in 2025, as changes in the industry have helped to shift the prospect of getting the rights, according to them.
I hope
That
it
was
works out
March
for
of
them,
last.
but yeah, like I said, Warner Bros. Is the big obstacle. So we've done a lot of, I can't reach this lever, but I can great slash to reach the lever. I wonder if I can get this.
Yeah.
Nice. Do 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 do. Crossing that off the list.
I'm still making my way through Expedition 33. I've made like a good amount of progress in it. I think I'm pretty close to at least the climax,
Yes.
based on just my physical positioning on the map. The thing that strikes me about it is the way combat encounters are designed is a bit... You can clearly see that they took a little bit of inspiration from Souls games. Because, like, the battle system, while turn-based, does have, like, the, dodging and parrying and quick-time events for attacks that was first, I believe, maybe not introduced, but at least popularized by Super Mario 60, not 64, RPG on the Super Nintendo. But, man, some enemies in this game love to delay, like, they start the animation and then they delay.
Yeah.
And missing the timing on a parry in that game is brutal. because like enemies deal a lot of damage unless you're on story difficulty, which I now am. I say now, I have been for most of my playthrough. And B, there's actually like a pretty long stretch of time before you're allowed to try another parry, and in that amount of time they might have already attacked you again depending on the enemy.
Alright, so we can get across here now by dashing. Then there's this
Because
jump.
you can't swim in acid yet. Are we ghost skipping?
We are. If I'm remembering correctly, this isn't going to get me a check, but it should get me a bench at least. And getting it ticked off the list ain't gonna hurt nobody.
Excellent. You ever watched The Fall Guy?
I very vaguely remember seeing trailers for it, but I've never seen the movie itself.
Yeah, I think we saw a trailer for it like ahead of like Godzilla, the new Godzilla movie.
Mayhaps.
It came out in 2024. It's a fun idea for both an action movie and an action movie protagonist.
Trust me,
he's
I'm
like,
doing this on purpose.
Yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down. He's like a...
I just didn't want to lose this money, but now we just plop ourselves in again. Yeah, what I should be doing is throw myself in the acid a couple times when the ghostie is here, so that the ghostie goes over the acid.
Yeah.
And then we can poke off them. I'm confident we can make that work.
I believe in you. But yeah, he's a stuntman. And so he has like some amount of combat training, and he knows how to, in wrestling terms, take a bump. And so he gets to use those skills in like his action hero doings. And he knows how to hold a gun because you have to do it relatively convincingly on screen. Although, and I said this part on Blue Sky as well, if I had watched this movie when it came out in 2024, I would have done more questioning of the premise that like a huge, so close, big budget, like science fiction project going into filming before the third act had a script. But hey, Stranger Things.
Yes, Stranger Things, but also just like Iron Man. Like, there's been a lot of stuff over the years that's done that. Like, you shouldn't. I'm not going to say it's common, but it happens more often than you'd think or would like.
Though my favorite example of it is Frozen 2. Because similarly to Stranger Things, Disney released a documentary about the making of Frozen 2. And there's a very telling moment in that documentary where they're talking to one of the animators and they were like, yeah, we finished a bunch of like big impressive sequences that are like fully animated. We still don't actually know what the movie is about.
Yep, that's emblematic of a lot of Hollywood scripting these days. Like, movies get not scripted out per se, they get like storyboarded and get over there. There we go. Come on. And they might have like pre-visualization, as it's called, for their third act, and a big set piece there. Kind of broke even on that. I think I'm just going to grab my ghostie and move on to the next thing to do, because like I said, this is only get us a bench right now before sort of, like, we hit another pool of acid that I can't do a whole lot with. So
yeah,
we'll get that and we'll move on. Yeah, if remembering correctly, like, remember the all-female Ghostbusters reboot? That was like mostly greenlit on account of the big action set piece in the third act and the pre-visualization of that. Here we go. All right.
Did you ever see that movie?
I did not. Like, I wasn't boycotting it or anything, but it just...
No.
I'm not that big into Ghostbusters. I liked the first one. Is a pretty good movie. And then the rest of the franchise is a bit naff.
The weirdest thing, I did watch it, and the weirdest thing about it is, like, obviously we know why it was a dumb thing in the stupid culture war done by idiots. Because it was all women, and thing from 80s is woke now before they really started using woke in that derogatory way. But, like, to make all that hubbub about a movie that's, like, okay is just embarrassing. Because, like, it's not a bad movie, but it's not especially good either. Like, there's some charming performances in it. I like, I liked everyone, like, all three of the Ghostbusters. They had decent performances. And I'm definitely not forgetting their names. Leslie Jones, Katherine Heigl, and the other one whose name I don't remember.
Rachel Maddow? Was Rachel Maddow in that?
I have the power of Wikipedia. Not Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Alright. We're going to do a quick little check-in on our bingo card. Let's see. Because, yeah, we have to talk to Lem in his shop with the Defender's Crest equipped. We can absolutely do that.
It wasn't Katherine Heigl I was thinking of. It was Kristen Wiig.
Kristen Wiig.
And Kate McKinnon is the name I was struggling to think of.
Hey, Lem.
But I also haven't seen, like, the two new ones.
You think you're doing coming into a nice little shop stinking like that? These relics have been through enough. They don't need you spreading your stench all over them. Crawl back to the waterways or wherever you came from.
Ding, ding, ding.
Whatcha? Alright. Now we can get out of here.
Another one for the bingo card.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Now we need to actually think about what to do, because, okay. Could get money for the fountain, but that just gets us a seal. Can't get to the White Palace yet. That's... I can't even get to that yet. Other shops don't have anything we particularly want or need anymore. We don't have enough eggs yet. So guess what time it is, boys and girls?
Into the Darkness?
Impersonate me. All that I say.
We're gonna be like the second J.J. Abrams Star Trek movie.
You take that back, young man. You get those words out of your mouth.
Woo! I got called a young man. That's been a while.
You take that back, you fucking millennial. Sorry about the swear.
Ooh.
Alright, let's get into it. This will be easier now that we have our dash to the right, which means that I stand a better chance of actually getting to some of the places I was hoping to get to. Yeah. I was hoping we wouldn't have to do this, but I am left with no choice. Right, gotta poke.
Mario voice, here we go.
Right, more spikes.
I should probably get off my butt and watch the Super Mario Brothers movie.
In my humble opinion, you're not missing much.
I do believe you for the record, but I kind of want to cover the Super Mario Galaxy movie on N-Focus. And that movie comes out in April. And I haven't seen the first one yet, and based on the trailer, the first trailer of the Super Mario Galaxy movie, it is like actually a direct sequel, and so I would be missing some context.
Again, not much, but you're doing it for a very understandable reason, so don't worry about it too much. Let's see. Okay. Doing good.
The main thing for me is, like, it was on a streaming service I pay for like a year. I never watched it. And now it isn't anymore.
I watched that movie on a plane. Same plane where I watched the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, actually. And I thought the Sonic the Hedgehog movie was, like, considerably better, actually. Let's see.
I think I've told this story before, definitely to you. I don't think I've told it on stream yet, but I did a double feature of haha funny meme movies. One evening because I was bored, essentially.
Bored out of your gourd.
And the first one I watched was Morbius. And it did not alleviate my boredom.
Weren't you entranced by the performance of Jared Leto?
Like, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Like, I love the Morbius meme, the, like, let's bring it back in theaters. Let's trick Sony into bring it back in theaters. That was really funny. The movie's not worth the meme. It's extremely boring. And then the second one was the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. And it was, like, a lot better than Morbius, but that bar couldn't be much lower if it tried, you know?
Yeah, that bar is close to the center of the earth.
But I'm not, like, attached to Sonic enough to want to watch the other two movies or the Knuckles TV show.
Don't panic. Heal up.
Got better with each go, but I'd only say the last one was actually good. Okay.
That's probably not an unfair assessment, yeah.
Because the third one was with Shadow, right? That was the main thing?
Or as he's known to his friends, Keanu Reeves.
I don't know. Like, I'm not one of the, like, extremely exhausting Sonic haters. but I also just don't really have much affinity with the franchise. And part of it comes from the fact that most of the Sonic games I've played were the bad ones. Like, my first real Sonic game that I put a significant amount of time into was Sonic 06. And that's a pretty embarrassing entry in the franchise.
Right, this is the way up. I'm gonna take a second and mark this down by, like, getting a map and double checking my work to make sure this is the, like, opening I was looking for.
The main good Sonic game I played was Sonic Rush on DS. That's actually a good game.
Sonic Rush is good, and so is the sequel. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah, if anything, Omega, that would probably make it feel worse, right? Because you're the kind of person who's like, no, it was actually good. You got to experience it firsthand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when they first started being on other consoles. Yeah, you're right. That does mean you get to see the peak, because that means you got to have Sonic Heroes. And then I think literally the next game they released was Sonic 06.
I think Shadow the Hedgehog came first.
You're right, yes. Because, like, for as much as we clown on Shadow the Hedgehog, it, like, don't get me wrong, it got a bad rep. Rightfully so. But that was a bit ameliorated, am I using that word right? By 06 being so much even worse.
Yeah. Here's a fun fact that I think, Sesker, you probably know this. So there was an episode of N-Focus, or Nintendo Focus podcast, where my co-host Rosalie, who is also a very big Sonic fan, I put her through a Sonic the Hedgehog quiz of my own design, which meant there were some big jerk questions in it, and one of them was about the time Shadow the Hedgehog had a brand integration on a Pancrase show.
Without talking people's ears off, could you enlighten the masses as to what in the heck is a Pancrase?
It's like kinda like a mixed martial arts show. It was like half mixed martial arts, half pro wrestling.
Yes. Back when we were still sort of figuring out how legitimate mixed martial arts was going to be.
Yeah. And it is very funny to just, like, I did see clips, I did track down clips for the podcast, just so I knew I was getting my facts right. And, because all I'd ever seen was, like, Shadow the Hedgehog, like he is on the box for the game Shadow the Hedgehog, in a wrestling ring. Like on the mat of a wrestling ring. Mm-hmm. And so I tracked down, okay, where's that from? And so I watched some clips, and there was also someone in a Shadow the Hedgehog mascot suit on the show. Hey, we're at the top of the app, right?
Yes.
As I finish the story about Shadow the Hedgehog.
Alright, this is definitely new, unexplored territory. I don't think I could have cleared it to here without dashing to the right.
Oh, this looks like the edge of the screen. We're out of the darkness. Let's go.
We're out of some of the darkness, and we're going to celebrate by stretching some of our limbs. You get to choose who.
Yeah.
You know, vote now on your phones.
All is an option.
Mm-hmm. But for realsies, we'll be back in just a minute. We're going to stretch, hydrate, cycle our fluids. We invite you to do the same. We'll be right back.
Bye-bye.
And we're back, everybody. Hope you had some good stretcher size in the meantime. And we have options.
You know of a bench nearby. I think that should be a big priority.
That's very fair. And there should be one...
Because that way
we won't need to do that particular maze ever again. Well, maybe not never again, but not for a very good long while.
hopefully the next time we go in there, we'll have the lantern.
I would love that. It's technically optional, the best kind of optional.
Speaking of optional, a thing I've been thinking about for years now is like optional side quests.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've discovered in a lot of reviews, especially I did for Unfocused, that the smaller optional side quests were often my favorite parts of the game, just because they had like fun little short character vignettes and interesting, funny writing and stuff.
We have achieved benchitude.
Hell yes.
Hooah.
And there is a certain degree in like RPG games in which side quests are not actually like optional. Like if you look at games like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, it is an example I use for this a lot. It's like there's a leveling system. And there are areas in the game where you are expected to be at a certain level or the enemies will kill you in one hit. And the best way of getting... the best way of gaining levels is to do side quests. And so they exist as a way of like letting you gain XP without just grinding. But I think calling them optional is a bit of a stretch if you do have to do a certain number of them to be allowed to continue playing the game. You know?
I think the distinction is any one of them individually is optional, but you know, as a collective entity, they are not. But
I guess
if any one of them
I'm
individually
arguing
doesn't
about
jive
semantics
with you.
here.
Alright, check. Let's go. Stag for Great Path. That gets us nothing. Because before
I guess I'm splitting hairs over semantics here.
Here we go. Alright, that's one down.
I feel like given the tricky platforming, they should have given me something.
I mean, normally they would. Normally I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be like a mask shard, but in this case...
Yeah, but you do have the thing set to where, like, the harder stuff is supposed to give you better rewards, right?
No, that's not what I said. The harder stuff is towards the end of sequences. So, if there's a door I can get in with a key that I can get from pogoing, that I can get from a boss fight, then the thing that's going to get me a new ability is going to be behind a door and no earlier than that. That's sort of how it's been structured.
Gotcha. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Let's see. This is a place I'll emerge into. But, yeah, here we go. I'm going to mark this on the...
Shadow dash for this?
Correct. I'm going to mark it on the map. I wish I had more colors of, like, pin to mark this with, but Iselda hasn't gotten around to getting new stock yet. Here we go. Yeah, then, I know there's still some more to the right. I don't entirely recall if it's a check. Oh, We're gonna where? Find out together.
Great French cake.
Yeah, I can't remember if it's a Czech or a Slovak. There we go. Right, this is a tram that we can't use because we don't have the tram pass. And there's nothing else down here. And I'm pretty sure I can't get out because we don't have the wall jump.
Nope.
Yeah. Good thing we rested at that bench.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's everything east of the bench cleared out. Yeah, okay. Right, we now have the worst of all. We have options. And I'm gonna see which ones we can get to. I would love to have the left side dash for this, but maybe we can get here with some pogoing.
Not to undercut your joke, because it was a good joke, but I would argue that the worst thing to have is one option and the option sucks.
I would argue that's still better than no options as well, but okay. Yeah, see the little platform right above me there?
Yeah.
Alright, that's what I would like to get to, if at all possible. I suspect I can't get there without being able to dash left, but we'll see how it goes. There are other options available here. I see. Please tell me. Okay.
I think you're just... I don't think you can get quite high enough to pogo off that.
Yeah.
Unless you can pogo off the projectile, which would be cool, but I don't think is a thing.
You are right on both of those counts, yes. Guess it gets to go back into darkness, because yeah, that's a turn. That's a one-way trip for us until we get the left side wall jump. I'm getting very good at navigating this place.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. Now you can see why I fought so hard to like check every possible nook and cranny before we started doing this.
Yeah. And the dash really is helping a lot.
Oh yeah, the dash like enabled us to get there. Like there's spike pits I straight up could not have cleared without it.
Oh yeah, to finish my thought on the Fall Guy, I also discovered, because of that movie, that it was based on a TV show from the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Which I also didn't know. And, like, that's actually a pretty fun, like, concept for a TV show, right? Because, like, whenever you have one of these, like, action hero TV show type things, you always have to have a reason for the main character to be cool action person.
I mean, you don't have to, but it helps. Like, sometimes they do just hand-wave that. Like, I don't think MacGyver ever explains why MacGyver is good at everything. The answer is just he's MacGyver.
Isn't he like former military? Am I misremembering? I've never seen it, admittedly.
That is... You're thinking of Magnum P.I. He used to be in the Navy. Wait, that's a big guy right in front of me, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Okay. Although if I hop over him, which I should be able to, that'll actually be a lot easier than trying to navigate those pits. There's still a big guy ahead. Here we go. New screen. Hell yeah. Darn it.
I do, since we have started talking about Shadow the Hedgehog, I have had the song All Hail Shadow stuck in my head for the past like 20 minutes. I used to listen to that song a lot in high school when I didn't have much of a music collection yet.
Nobody's perfect. Ah.
I mean, it is actually just a decent like butt rock song. And as cringe as the butt rock subgenre is, there is some charm to it as well. Though speaking of music collections, I did order a new MP3 player as a birthday gift.
Yeah, you mentioned you had been looking for one that was compatible with different file formats and everything. Here we go.
Yeah, the main thing I was looking for was A, functionality, and B, compatibility. And the compatibility, I can't remember if I sent you a message about this, turned out to be not as big of a problem as I figured it would be.
That's good.
Because, you know, I buy a decent amount of music on iTunes if I can't get it on Spotify. And I think transferring music from CDs through iTunes also saves it as an M4A file. But unless you do something to the default encoder on iTunes, which I have not, it uses the AAC encoder. And so anything that can play AACs will be able to play those M4As. And the one I bought does. So,
Hell yeah.
and I sort of had to like, and it had to be, you know, not an obscene price, because I did find a couple that were just unreasonable. I eventually settled on one that was $200 US, which is not cheap for a product, but for the context of like consumer electronics, you can do a lot worse.
Very true.
I saw devices from the same brand that were over $1,000 US. And you would not be surprised to discover I did not even consider those.
Call me a French egg, because that's a big oof.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it came down to the one I purchased and another one, and it eventually did come down to price, because like the other one is better, I don't remember what it was called, but it was $500. And that's too much. It was just too much.
Here we go, the sweet dulcet tones of Zote. We can't quite get to him yet, if I remember correctly. We'll need to do a little bit of a loop-de-loop for that, but that's fine. I'm just glad to be in a place where there's, like, some light.
Yeah. What do you think the odds are that the voice actor for Zote is the same person who voiced the Guardian, the Dung Protector?
The Dung Defender.
Yeah, the Dung Defender.
I can believe it. The voices are not dissimilar, yeah.
Like, I can hear Zote easily saying, like, Doba Doba Doba! You know?
I mean, not with that level of enthusiasm, but yes.
And another great thing about the device I bought, and that was also one of the deciding factors, 128 gigabytes of storage.
Very nice.
Compared to my current device's 64.
Alright, if we drop down here, we can get to Zote, and I'm reasonably confident that is a check. But there is also a bench right here, and it's a much better bench than the last one. So, if we can get to it, I would love... That's... Okay, we cannot get up there, at least not from there. Any other way around? We can sort of drop back down again here.
That at least looks like kind of a... Oh, no, wait, it's a path to a new
area,
screen.
Yeah. Let's do Zote first, just to make sure I don't, like, forget about him.
Yeah.
We're pretty well set up for that, if I remember correctly, right? What are my charms? Yeah, my charms are good.
There we go. Some Hyrule Warriors right there. Game rules. I need to play more of it, but I'm so busy right now with all the other games I'm playing. And there's even a new one coming out, like, next week that I'm definitely going to play. The new Paranormosite game is coming out February 19th. Find out more of our thoughts about it on the most recent episode of End Focus. Shameless plug edition.
Clumsy little oof. Swing your rusty little nail around the darkness. Yeah, I know. I haven't upgraded it yet. I'm doing a randomizer. Almost struck me. If you had, it would have been the end of you. Trust me. I'm Zoot, the mighty, a knight of great renown. My weapon, Life Under, has struck down hundreds of foes. Begone, or you'll be next. That's a very funny way of saying thank you.
I feel like I mentioned this the last time we ran into Zote, but I really love the character archetype of guy who's extremely full of himself but actually just sucks.
Yep.
You know, the Mr. Satan from Dragon Ball.
Let's see if this is any good. It's not.
Does that fulfill one of our bingo squares? Because I feel like we've had a couple of Wanderer's Journals now.
Yeah, we do now have 5 Wanderer's Journals, or at least have picked up 5 Wanderer's Journals. I think we might have sold some of them at this point. But yeah, if we can break 3 floors using a dive, spoilers, that'll take a little while, then we've got our first bingo.
Because remind me, we know where the dive is, and it's in the White Palace, right?
Correct. Which requires us to get another 700 odd essence,
Yeah.
which is doable, assuming that, we can find the sources for it. But okay. Can't quite get to that bench up top. At least not yet. We might be able to with a ghosty, but I don't have anything here that would generate a ghosty.
No.
But we do have a secret passage here. Which gives us up or down or right. I'm going to start with up. Now.
Jeez. Oh. Sorry, I just had a very intense feeling of deja vu.
I can see why, don't worry.
No, I experience very specific deja vu. Like the combination of I am watching someone play Hollow Knight, and also I have this specific song stuck in my head, up high by the Dreadnoughts. It has almost certainly never happened before, and yet deja vu.
Alright, so here we are in upper right there. Upper right.
It is very rude of those little, like, earwigs to also, like, spawn under light sources.
You're not wrong.
Or not earwigs, silverfish is, I think, the
That's
closest one.
probably correct, yeah. Just run, 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 run. There we go. Aha.
It's like, no, I thought for sure it was going to collapse.
Me too, if I'm honest, but still let's go to the right here. So, man, we definitely have gone past a couple different branches that could have yielded stuff in their own right, so we at least have options. Here we go. But
Okay.
I know where we're going.
And I don't. That's what I'm here for. To play
Yep.
the confused observer.
We're back in the fungal wastes. This is the link between the two that I was trying to get to before with, like... Yeah, like if we had gotten here before finding our first dreamer, then these bush folk would still have been like... Sorry, mossy vagabonds. Like, would still have been uncorrupted, and we would have been able to talk to him and gotten to hear his funny voice as well. He's like, but he's a bit entranced at this point. And yeah, I'm not getting through there either. Very happy to have this opened up. Although, yeah, while we're here, what? Right, yeah, that's how it originally gives way. Yep. Boing, boing. Wow.
Come on, come on, come on. Wow. But I was reminded earlier that, it is, I mean, discounting the obvious of, like, every check we clear gets us closer to one we really need. Going for the less potent checks does also potentially give us more essence.
How so?
Because the essence drops have been randomized, yeah, right?
Yes, correct.
And more essence gets us closer to White Castle. White Palace. I said White Castle.
Want to get some sliders? But okay, we got a rancid egg. We're on 7 of those now. I'm just checking in what the GG have to offer in exchange for those. If we get 10, then we get the map for deepness. Pretty much exactly at the moment where we'll done everything without it, but still. And at 12, she'll give us a charm notch. So, okay.
Don't we have a bingo card for, like, having a bunch of maps?
Yes, but we already have it. Have 3 different maps,
3
not
different
counting
maps,
Dirtmouth or the Hive.
I did watch a YouTube video recently of someone, like, recreating the technique used to make White Castle sliders, and it's actually quite interesting.
Right, so yeah, this is where we sort of hit a progression dead end last time. I maintain it would have been possible with the heavy blow charm and stuff. It just would have been like 57 tries, and
Yeah.
I'm a professional who only makes people watch like 40 tries.
Because I've never had White Castle, and it is a chain restaurant that has a very mixed reputation in my mind. It's kind of like Taco Bell that way, or Jack in the Box.
I knew I had missed something around here.
Though I don't think I've ever heard anything bad about the White Castle slider.
It is an excellent source of salt and fat. Here we go. Lockpick. Yeah, you might have seen me earlier sort of tapping against walls here. And that's because there's definitely something here that's breakable, but first. Here we go.
There we go. Oh, yeah.
Is right. They're awful.
Gross.
Yep, that's a faker.
DJ Khaled was another one.
Yeah, normally, of course, what you see in front of us here, the shiny, would also be a normal grub. And it's like, here's 4 grubs, are they for you? But okay, let's... A whole 18 essence. And... Uh-oh.
Oh no.
We're gonna have to warp again.
Though, speaking of DJ Khaled, there was a DJ Khaled song on the soundtrack for the Fall Guy.
Mm-hmm.
And it was employed very comedically in a way that I enjoyed. Because, like, the main character is just sort of like looking around somebody's apartment, and then he like turns on the lights and the music immediately starts playing, and it's that like "All I Do Is Win" song.
Mm-hmm.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. And he's just calmly walking around an apartment while that song blares really loudly.
Okay. Yeah. There's still option. Things are getting a bit thin on the ground, but we should still be good. All right, that's
There were still a bunch of like branches that we could go to, right? In the like not the dark, but the semi-dark.
Yeah, in the semi-dark. I'm reasonably confident we can get like 2 more checks out of that, probably. Just gotta do this again. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Literally, actually, used in context. Haha. Cute. One more time.
That is a more dignified reference to make, other than compared to DJ Khaled, another one.
Yes. That one was nastier than usual, but okay, we got that. Screen 2.
Though, I do believe you do, like, just inherently have to sacrifice a certain amount of dignity when you become a Twitch streamer.
I mean, speak for yourself. What? And then underneath here, what? And then reminding myself, okay, that's fine. There's definitely some nook or cranny in this direction that I have managed to miss so far, which I'm
Nice, good save.
okay with. Is this leading to a big guy?
Okay, it's kind of an open area. There it is.
Here we go. I got a plan. Wear him out. Pass him. Let's go. Something. Anything.
Break the wall?
I heard a breakable wall, yes. That's okay. I'm fine with dying there. We broke the wall. I heard the little boom. Because, yeah, I'm not 100% sure how much we can get done there. But, yeah, if that's... I think... What's that place called again? The Weaver's Nest, I think? That's the area with the lore about Hornet. And I think it's got 2 checks in it. So...
Okay. You now have that song stuck in my head, though. God.
You do it to yourself, you do. You up.
It is like a big, I believe they're called posse cuts. Like, it's credited to DJ Khaled featuring a bunch of other people, but the bunch of other people are the main stars.
Mm-hmm.
You got T-Pain, Ludacris, Rick Ross, and Snoop Dogg.
I'm surprised Rick Ross is in there. Like, I can't remember how long ago that song came out, but even at the time, I assure you that, like, we were kind of over Rick Ross for the most part.
This would have been 2010.
Okay, to be fair, that's before his shtick was completely worn out.
And the video, I'm now looking at the Wikipedia page. The video features cameos from Nicki Minaj, Fabulous, Fat Joe, Jadakiss, Diddy, Ace Hood, Cameron, and Busta Rhymes.
I missed. I should have leaned harder right. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, heal up. So yeah, I got the plan. Got the plan. Say hi.
No kidding. Do you know DJ Khaled's, like, real name?
I do not.
His full name is Khaled Mohammed Khaled.
I did not know that. Out of here. Okay. Whew. I mean, have you ever looked up, to bring it back to wrestling for a sec, have you ever looked up the full name of Mansoor from NXM?
Yeah. I make jokes sometimes about people who have, like, either last names that could also be first names or vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
But this guy has both. Mansoor Abdul Aziz Mohammed Abdul Aziz Al Shahail? Shahail?
This is not the right way. There's an opening I missed somewhere, I'm fairly sure.
He, MXM had a match recently that was supposed to be, like, really good. I'm trying to remember if it was in DDT or CMLL, but it was one of those.
Smack, 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 smack. Here we go. Okay. Heal up.
Okay, it would have been CMLL, because that's the only thing they've worked with.
Uh-oh. Heal up, and then... Yeah, okay, that... Okay, we can get up from... No, actually, no. I know we can't get all the way back up through here because we would need to pogo off of enemies who are dead now. So, oh wait, I stand corrected. We still have something here. Here we go. Okay. Ah.
Oh, that's rough.
Nah, this is fine. Like, the important part was getting back up high, which we now are. That was definitely sloppy on my part. It just, well, I say sloppy on my part, like, I'm having to jump to platforms that I literally cannot see, so, you know.
Yeah.
need to go to the right here, slide underneath here, go underneath this big guy who's over here, go back up, down again, and then here, stick immediately, like, here. Yes. This is the tunnel that leads to that wall we broke.
Yes. I recognize the spider webs. Another very normal thing to say in an average conversation.
Yes. Oof. We're in the Weaver's Den.
And more importantly, we can see.
My God.
Ominous.
Let's check over here first, because there is stuff to check over here if I remember correctly.
Yeah, if there's a bench here, that would be cool and good.
There is not. I'm sorry to say.
Well, an enemy to get us some soul is not the worst. Ooh, those are big spikes.
Them being big spikes is fine.
Look like
Here we go.
swords.
King's Idol, money on layaway, whatever.
Not especially exciting.
Oh.
Ooh, that's so rude.
Let's see. Yeah, we have enough time to get that. There we go. Because yeah, there is something at the end of that, and we now, I now have it like properly in my head which route to take to get there. We've got the door opened up. I have faith in this.
So do I.
And even if we can't get this, and I'm confident we can, but even if we couldn't, we still have the other branches that we mentioned last time. Here we go. So, okay, back here. Across this. Heal up. Walk, walk.
I love the island of Walk Walk.
It's not a very good card.
No.
Like, I too love it, but it is dire.
It is one of the things I love about it. Though, if you're like me and enjoy Magic the Gathering, the Canadian Highlander Year-End Championship is being streamed live on twitch.tv/loadingrerun later today. I will not be watching it live because it starts at 6 p.m. my time and goes very late.
Yep.
But I will definitely be watching the VOD.
I'm I'm fine with that. I missed the main jump that I had to get anyway, so just...
Yeah, it's just these narrow platforms. Just so rude in the dark.
Narrow platforms I'm mostly okay with, because I only need to catch one of those in order to get this right, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this one. Then down here, across that, then up, then down, and then here it is. There we go. Now we have a big guy that we need to lure out.
So close.
I'm just gonna check real quick while I'm at it. Is there... No, okay, there isn't a soul totem or anything. Go over here so I can try and get some soul. I think there's... Yeah. I'm gonna go back to the... Well, not the bench. The bench is a bad idea. And also thinking on it, I don't know that I can get out of here without provoking the big guy again. Which right now I don't have the health for, so...
Yeah.
Alright, alright. I think I can get a couple smacks out of the one bug up top. That'll give me a tiny bit of soul, and let me try this. Oh, completely forgot about that guy also being there again. Okay. So this part's just breaking even. Wait, does he replenish? Because he should have been dead. If he replenishes when I leave, then that's infinite regenerable health.
Yeah.
Which is a loophole I am extremely willing to exploit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
But I also need to not die. So, okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Hey, we're coming up on the top of the hour. Got about 5 minutes left.
Mm-hmm.
Just so you know where we're at.
I know. Yeah, don't worry. I reckon we... how are you in terms of going over 2 hours today?
I'm good. I
Alright.
need to refill my water because I'm out, but
I reckon we can get to the Weaver's Den in about 5 minutes. Then once there, we'll take a break, come back, get that last check, and that'll probably be it for this stream, and then we can do the other checks that are still down elsewhere in Deepness later.
sounds good to me.
It is impressive to me how much stuff we have gotten today without any of
Yeah.
it constituting progress.
Yeah. Something cereal.
Big pardon?
Oh, smack. There's a cereal called Smacks. Is the drug reference more obvious? Yes. Do I enjoy the cereal more than drugs? Probably.
I mean,
Well,
the Kellogg's
enjoy is
Corporation
the
has done a
wrong
lot
word
for me over
that.
the years. It's never gotten me high as a kite.
Yeah. Enjoy, maybe not the right word. Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
I'm just gonna toss myself on spikes there, because yeah, I got caught on some kind of geometry as I was falling, and that made me sort of lose my rightward momentum a tiny bit. That's okay. Dash across here. Big jump. Big jump and dash. Here we go. Underneath. Up and over. Wait a sec. I did just think of one thing, which is... Yeah, okay, that's fine. And then, yeah, here is where we want it. Okay, got there. And now for the hard part, which is luring the big guy without taking actual damage in the progress.
Yeah, one more and then...
Full health. Plus soul. You gotta love it.
Hell yes.
Okay.
This chungus again.
Okay, I need to be late-ish on those pogos. Well, late on the first one, early on the second one. Slightly overshot that. Okay. I'm not gonna... Oh, yeah. Hi there. Don't worry, that's just a little lore tidbit. Yeah, okay. Let's re-enter and restock a little bit on health. We're getting there. Actually, I said we would take a break once we got here, so let's do that first.
Right, yes. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll be right back in just a few minutes, everybody. We're going to stretch again, hydrate again. Recommend you do the same.
Yeah.
See you all in a few minutes. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And we're back again for tonight's final round of randomized shenanigans. Let's top up our health. And that one would take, like, way forever, so let's not include him. We'll just pop in and out again. Top it right back up. Yeah. So, place your bets on what the actual check is going to be once we get it.
Is this a check that's at the end of a sequence? Like, could it be a big one?
I mean, end of a sequence is a bit of a loose framework. I would not particularly say so. Like, the one we got up top would arguably be more at the end of a sequence than this one.
Okay. We've had a lot of those money on layaway ones, so I feel like the chance of getting one of those is less likely. Put me down for either like a charm or some essence.
Essence is reasonable, because we're definitely missing out on a fair few of the big ones of those still.
What do you think?
I'm thinking the tram pass, which would get us into a couple new places. Either that or something like, say, the shopkeep's key, because like right now, Sly, you know, he sold us a bunch of stuff. We've gotten everything that's like critical off of him.
Yeah.
But he has in fact lost the key to his own storage unit, and if we can find that, then his offerings will open up a bit more. Alright, sort of breaking even on this one. That's okay. I shouldn't be trying to attack him while he's hiding behind the like foreground shadows. That was my bad. Well, in my
Seems
defense,
unwise,
those
yeah.
foreground shadows are kind of rude. Meow. Yeah, I'm thinking something that will constitute progress, but in a very modest form, ultimately.
Between the two of us, I hope you're right. Unless it's enough essence to immediately get us into the White Palace, which I don't assume is possible.
I think the biggest essence drop is somewhere around like 350 or something.
Which would get us close, right? We need like 21. Oh, there's stuff on the side there too. That's
Very rude.
sneaky.
Yes. Can we get a glimpse? No, not like that. Okay. Walked off the edge there, but okay, I'm starting to get the timing of that at least. Let's not risk it. Let's top up on our health. We're not in a rush. Let's get it right. Let's see. I'm trying to think of other things. If we get, like, what are very modest upgrades? If we get the King's Brand, that would open up some stuff in the Ancient Basin. But did we not actually? Ah, okay, there he is. He was just.
Uh,
There we go.
is the lantern too big for something like this?
There's no hard rule insofar as I've been able to discern. Like, because the way I have the curse set up, it's only that these like progression checks are more likely to be. It's by no means guaranteed. So it could be the lantern, and I'll happily take the lantern, because not only would that make deepness a lot easier. Obviously, it also gives us the opportunity to fight No Eyes over in Green Path in the Stone Sanctuary. And it would just open up the entirety of Crystal Peak, which, hell yes, I would love to be able to do that. Crystal Peak has got so many checks in it that we could do if we could just get in there. But there's only like 2 ways to get in there, one of which requires the lantern, and the other one requires the right side super dash.
Hmm.
And right now, we obviously have neither of those. Heal up. I should actually, like, once I hit full health, I'm still gonna smack him a bit more so I can also have full soul. I can really spend as many attempts in a row working on the pogoing. It'll help me keep the rhythm and keep the timing.
Unfortunately, I have sort of run out of things to talk about. I mean, I could always talk about wrestling, you know? For example, I learned recently that Hiromu Takahashi is leaving New Japan.
Isn't he president of New Japan?
No, Takahashi. Hiromu.
Ah, so sorry, yeah. I mean, I'm not surprised. Like, I would not say they've been handling him well.
Yeah, there's been, like, discourse around the whole thing. Partially inspired by current World Heavyweight Champion Yota Tsuji, who cut a promo at the event where Hiromu had his last show, where he was basically like, hey, Bushiroad, start treating us like people and not like trading cards. Which, you know, fair, correct.
Accurate, and good on him saying that despite being, you know, a fairly fresh-faced champion.
Yeah, but it caused discourse because Japan takes trading cards very seriously, and specifically also, like, Bushiroad makes a lot of money from trading cards.
Yeah, I think they do Card Fight Vanguard, and possibly also Future Card Buddy Fight. Like, they do a lot of them.
Yeah. And so specifically the trading card analogy was not super well received, and in fact was edited out of, like, the YouTube version of Hiromu Takahashi's goodbye video.
I mean, I imagine that's not the only reason it got edited out. It's also, like, the company itself doing damage control.
Yeah. And it's sounding like he's gonna go to WWE, actually. I mean, he might join Naito and Bushi and Noah, I suppose. But WWE have really been, like, trying to get more of a foothold in Japan, mostly through their working relationship with Noah. And they're also looking to sign Evil, who also left New Japan recently. And we know for a fact that Evil's not going to AEW because Tony Khan doesn't like watching him wrestle.
Which is
he straight up said, like, if we got the opportunity to sign him, we probably won't because I'm not a fan.
Which is interesting because, like, don't get me wrong, he was the leader of the worst stable in modern New Japan history and probably the thing that tanked their ratings more than anything else. So, I get it. But his actual matches are, like, totally fine.
Yeah, but you need to be better than totally fine to work in AEW, I feel. Unless you got in on the ground floor.
They employ
like
Anna Jay.
She's been there from the beginning. She's allowed to be bad.
They hired Tony Nese.
His matches are better than fine. And also,
they're not as good as Evil's.
When's the last time Tony Nese was on AEW? Palinest Seal, man.
All right.
All that work. Oh, come on.
No, that saves us time. Saves us time.
I know, but it's so rude.
Mm-hmm. Let's see if we can get past... Sir. Here we go.
Big Chungus over here.
Yeah. Let's get out of here. Let's get back to those branches we were talking about before.
Another very normal statement to make in the course of a conversation. Speaking of Big Chungus, you weren't there at the dispatch stream yesterday, but a plot point in dispatch is that there is like a leaderboard in the agency, and we got to take a look at some of the other superheroes who work there, and one of them is just named Big Chungus. And I want to see the actual hero.
Oh, that's a big guy. That's
Rough.
I know poor Craftsman blames his tools, but I legitimately do blame my controller for that one. Like, in particular, movement to the left is becoming increasingly unreliably registered.
Can you do movement with the D-pad as well?
I can. It is much worse most of the time.
Okay.
But under these circumstances, we might have to. I think I originally played the game that way a lot because I originally played this game on Switch, and my Switch controller didn't have this problem. I can't remember what it was, but
Something just drift, right?
It wasn't drift, no. It was something else, and I can't remember what it was, but okay. At least we finally got it. You know, pound the seal, money on layaway, sure, why not? And
not what we were hoping for, or what we predicted. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see, like, especially Hiromu in WWE. I'm less
Assuming he
high
goes
on
there.
Evil's work than you are.
I wouldn't say I'm high on Evil's work, I just want to give him his due.
Like, I was never, like, that into him, and by all accounts, he's just gotten worse, like, over the years, which, you know, age happens to all of us.
Yeah, to the best of my knowledge, he's not a super, like, he's not that old. And when it comes to wrestlers, there is an argument where, like, up to a certain point, age makes them better.
Yeah. He is 39.
Which is starting to push it a bit in terms of them still getting better, to be fair. Alright. I'm actually going to leave my ghosty behind. There's not really any point in going back for that, other than getting the money back, and money is a solvable issue.
Yeah. Though, more about New Japan. They did have the New Beginning in Osaka show recently. And it had some very polarizing matches. And when I say that, I mean, like, there were some matches that were extremely good and some that were very bad. Insert disclaimer about Dave Meltzer's ratings not being gospel here, but we can use them as a guideline for these purposes. The tag titles, Knockout Brothers versus Shota Umino and Yuya Uemura, 4 3/4 stars. Like, apparently the Knockout Brothers are great, like, actually a very good tag team. the Never Openweight Championship, Ren Narita versus Aaron Wolf. A guy who's greener than grass versus a guy who's not allowed to wrestle because he's in House of Torture.
Mm-hmm.
It went 2 minutes. Ren Narita won through interference because, of course, he did because he's in House of Torture. Dave didn't give it. Meltzer didn't give it like an official rating because he tends not to rate matches that go under 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But he said, if I would, it would probably be -1.5 stars.
Yep. That sounds about right.
And then the main event, Yota Tsuji defended his first title defense against Jake Lee. 1 3/4 stars. And apparently I read some quotes, and Jake Lee was just sort of hot dogging, like, for the first half of the match, just doing his Jake Lee shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
Which some people really like, and some people really don't, and Meltzer is in the latter category.
I keep doing that, I really shouldn't be. I can tell that I'm slipping up a little bit, but let's see if we can at least get through here. Come on, take it slow, take it careful. Need smaller baby steps on that. I'm just going to keep my hand off that right trigger until I actually need to use it.
Because what does the right trigger do
The
in
dash.
this case? Right.
Right there's the spikes as you walk right off of it. Yeah. Should have kept my hand off the trigger. Alright, yeah. We have done good today. We very sincerely have. We got the Thorns of Agony. We got, I'm pretty sure, we got 2 different pale ores.
Yeah.
We got the Rancid Egg.
Rancid Egg.
We got the Cyclone Slash. We got some Essence. We got money. We got at least one of all of these. That's a bunch of checks out of the way. And we still have multiple places we know to go in Deepness that'll help. So it has been productive. It just, I think we could all agree, we're going to be so glad when we don't need to be in Deepness anymore, or at least not in Deepness without a lantern.
Yes.
But that'll be all for today. Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. Hope you had a good time. I know I did. Please,
So did I.
yeah. Please remember to support us over on patreon.com/Gamepodular or on ko-fi.com/Gamepodular. Check out our podcasts on gamepodular.com or youtube.com/@Gamepodular, and the stream's highlights and VODs over on Gamepodular. Yeah, sorry, youtube.com/@Gamepodular streams highlights. Wow, that's a mouthful said it 5 times fast. Don't forget to check out our upcoming streams next week, because Hollow Knight will be back same time next week, same day. And you mentioned Dispatch earlier. I believe that is resuming on Friday, and that will be, is that
The normal time of 10 a.m. GMT.
10 a.m. GMT? Thank you very much. Yes.
There's a podcast recording happening on the Saturday, so obviously we can't stream at the same time.
Exactly, yeah. So, hope you tune in for all of that. Thank you very much for joining us as ever. We are going to beat this game come hell or high water, and, you know, high water will hold on it. Hell, we're sort of getting there, but we're going to get it done. Hope to see you next time. Have a good one in the meantime, and take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.